game is not suitable for children. So welcome! Welcome one and all to Doki Doki Literature Club. So I played this game back when it came out in 2017. Like back when the big hype of it, you know, when it first came out. But I have not touched this since it came out. So it's been 3 whole years. It's been 3 years, so there's a lot I don't remember. I remember some things quite clearly about this game. What I do remember is I remember going with Yuri's route, which is this lovely purple-haired girl here. So I might not go with Yuri this time, just for the sake of being a little bit different. But for anyone viewing today who doesn't know about Doki Doki Literature Club, somehow, I'm not going to say much more as I go through the game. I'm going to treat this as a pseudo-blind playthrough. I'm just gonna kind of go with it as things go along. I'm not gonna say a lot. I'm assuming most people joining today will know about Doki Doki. All I will say is that it was created in the visual novel software Ren'Py, which makes it extra special because it's kind of hard to do a lot in that program, and this game does so much with it. But first of all, let's get started. Help. I need help. No. Okay. New game. So this is our protagonist's name. I think I usually default to naming protagonists just a male version of my own name. So let's go with can I spell today? Anthony? Is that how you spell Anthony? I think that's how you spell Anthony, right? Antony? I think that's how you spell. Oh god, has my mic not been going this whole time? Oh, great. Is the audio just really loud? Hold up. Microphone. Test your microphone. Says it's working. Really? I guess it's just very quiet. Maybe I'll turn this up a little bit. Maybe I just need to move this even closer to my face. Very close to my face. So everything's telling me that my mic is working. Okay, I was just extremely quiet before. I apologize. But we can't have that because this game has so much dialogue. So much dialogue. There we go. There we go. That's so close to my face. So close to my face. So how am I going to show the game? Well, I won't mention that. That'll come up later. Your desktop might be important at some points in this game, but you know what? We'll come to that when it becomes better. Anyways, I see an annoying girl. Hey, that's mean. Running towards me, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That is such a loaded statement. That girl is Sayori, my neighborhood and good friend. Oh, sorry, my neighbor and good friend. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today. Oh, more loaded, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me, I feel almost better off running away. Oh no! You're a mean person. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again. Hey, I know these feelings way too well. I oversleep all the time. But I caught you this time. Maybe because I decided to stop and wait for you. You think? You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Anthony. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Womp womp. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean. Whatever you say, Sayori. Hee hee hee. We cross the street and make it to school. Ah, okay, so you've played through this. Okay, yeah. By the way, because I was mentioning this earlier, I have played through this, but it was 3 years ago. So I'm treating this like a return to Doki Doki. So, for people who join, I want to treat it as a semi-blind playthrough. More of a return to it to see what I can catch that I never caught before. See what I can do differently. That kind of thing. By the way, Anthony, have you decided on a club? A club? I'm not really joining any clubs. That's not true. You told me you would join a club. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Whew, this guy is mean. Sayori likes... Yeah, this game came out 3 years ago. Time flies. Which is another reason I wanted to play it today, because it's been a while. Sayori likes to worry a little too much when I'm perfectly content getting by on the average, spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how I'm worried you won't learn how to socialize or be friends and, you know, be a normal person before college. Your happiness is really important to me. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. All you do is play MMOs and tweet. It's bad. Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try? I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured? I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I'll put my mind at ease at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Just because I like games and anime doesn't mean I'm gonna be a super terrible, awful person. An ordinary school day. After I pack up my things, I stare at the wall. Clubs. She wants me to check out some clubs. I don't know, I love clubs. You beat people up with them. Oh, those kind of clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Shiver. I have bad memories of anime club in high school. Hello? Sayori. She must have come into the classroom when I was spacing out. One thing that always bugged me about their designs is, I think it's just the way they shaded their, vests. It always makes it look like mermaid scales. I think it was unintentional, but that always kind of bothered me. I think it's just supposed to be like lines, but the intricate shading makes it look like mermaid scales. And yeah, they have the anime booby divots in the jackets, which is a little bit weird. Just a, you know. I thought I'd catch you coming out, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out. Reverse send me. I don't need to wait up. It's going to make you late. I thought you might need some encouragement. So, you know what? You could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. I love how she just sinks. Meanie. She's vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. Well, I mean, come on, man. Just because you're a NEET and, like, you know, only play video games and, you know, people are into books. She was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club. She inherited vice president. My interest in literature is even less. I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much? I kinda told them I would bring in a new member. Oh my god. You can't turn that down now. Natsuki made cupcakes. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if she's really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. Fine. I have been lured in by the cupcakes. Yay! Let's go. Today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I follow her across the school and stairs, section of the school I rarely visit. It's for the third years. Those dang third years. I am in the corner, scooting in. A new member is here. I look around the room. Hi. Girl 1. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Anthony, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. I always thought it was so like everyone's eye colors, like she's got pink hair, she's got pink eyes, she's got purple hair, she's got purple eyes. She's got brown hair and then green eyes. Really stands out. All words escape me. So many girls! It's full of incredibly cute girls. So many girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. one with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. She's probably a first year. Hey, don't assume just because she's short. She's the one who made the cupcakes. I think she has blue eyes. She has blue eyes and then pink hair. Which is always like really nice because you got the, you know, like the complementary colors thing going on. She's moody. Yeah, blue eyes, you know. Well, I guess we will. She's full of energy. This is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. She seems more mature and timid because she is the tall and the big. Oh, hello. Thank you for the follow, Jazinasimi. Thank you very much. It's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica. That's right. It's great to see you again. I completely turned my body into an S-curve and my hair is an S-curve. I am just whoosh. Detroit Doki Doki Club. Ooh. Ah, we were in the same class last year. She was the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Out of my league. Having her smile at me so gently feels... you too, Monica. Sit down, we made room for you at the table. I'll get the cupcakes. I made them. I'll get them. I got too excited. How about I make some tea? I mean, yeah, to be fair, like, if this is how I was treated when I joined a club, I would be sold. I'd be like, hell yeah. You're making me tea, they're making me cupcakes, we're gonna talk about books. Yeah. She opens a closet to get tea? That's a little weird. I take a seat next to Sayori. Like, I am being served, like... Are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Fluffy white cupcakes that, oh, they look like little cats. Little pieces of chocolate to make the ears. That's like super legit. Kawaii! I had no idea you were so good at baking. You know. Oh, she's the little snaggletooth, of course. Just hurry and take one. They grab the cupcakes. Oishii! Talk with her mouth full and already managed to get icing on her face. Yum, 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 yum. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice she is sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? It's sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. Wait, what? Of course she did. What was he thinking, like, oh, her mom made it? This is really good. Thanks, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Oh, he's like, are you gonna drop a tsundere line? And she drops the tsundere line. It's not like I made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Maybe. But they're not for you. Alright. Yuri is carrying a tea set. She's got teacups. Keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Hey man, it's book club. We gotta have tea. Teachers gave us permission. Doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? That's true. I'm usually very averse to the tsundere like trope. They are usually my least favorite characters. I like aspects of Asuka from Evangelion. I'd say she's like the one exception. But that's mostly because they like give an explanation of like why she's so weird. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. She just straight up says it. That's not... I meant that, you know... I believe you. I mean, cause like if you're making tea, that would mean that you would need to like plug it in and like boil water, and like technically that's kind of dangerous. So they're like, that's fine, we don't think you're gonna catch the building on fire. I'm glad. Monica raises an eyebrow. What made you consider the literature club? Cupcakes. I was afraid of this question. Shouldn't tell Monica that I was dragged here by Sayori. I'm joining clubs you and Sayori's really happy, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. I'll make sure you feel right at home. As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? Probably be a board member for anything. Weren't you like a leader of the debate club? Swoosh! You know. I can't stand politics. Tell me about it. Feels nothing about like it's just arguing and the budgets and the publicity. Much rather take something I personally enjoy, make something special. If it encourages others to get into literature, I'm fulfilling a dream. Monica's great! I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Oh my god, cat girls. Oh my god. That reminds me, my boyfriend was freaking annoying me with freaking cat girl noises yesterday, and it was literally the most cursed thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. Because we were joking about, like, cursed things at anime conventions that we would never want to bring back, and he kept going like, nyan, nyan. I mean, I can't make my voice very low, but just imagine a very low male voice going like, nyan. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention. You have to work hard to convince people that it's fun. Do people really not like books? I'm confident we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Such different girls, all interested in making books cool. They're all delighted by a new person. I don't know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm. So, Anthony, what kind of things do you like to read? Manga. Natsuki perks up. She wants to say something, but keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. I spoke without thinking. What about you, Yuri? Let's see. She traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build on deep and complex fantasy worlds, like Lord of the Rings. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing. Telling a good story in a foreign world is equally impressive. She loves that world building. It's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. I like a lot of things. psychological elements immerse me as well. It's amazing how a writer can be so deliberate and take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop. Ah. Oh, I was just about to say she likes horror, and then she says, I've been reading a lot of horror. Ah, I read a horror book once. No, I didn't. I'm a fucking coward. You might as well be having a conversation with a rock. That's the most, like, accurate thing I've ever seen. It's like how a lot of these, like, bad, the bad dating games usually feel like, to be honest. I'm gonna print screen that. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you? No, it's the quiet, gentle ones you gotta watch out for. I guess you could say that. If a story makes me think I go to another world, I can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world. I hate horror. Why is that? I just... Never mind. You like to write about cute things, because you're cute and you have pink hair. What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind. Don't say it! Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is so cute. She puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute! And sometimes I write poems. I think that's impressive. I mean, writing poems is actually, like, hard. Like not prose, like poems. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing the level of writing takes more than confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. You have experience too? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example. I want to read everyone's poems. Let me see into your hearts. Whoosh, okay. I have an idea. Let my hair whap you in the face, Natsuki. Let's all go home and write a poem. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them. That way everyone is even. Yeah! Now that we have a new member, that's a very easy way to get to know them because it's literally like peering into your soul. Right, Anthony? Here's one problem. I'm super shitty at writing poems. I never said I would join the club. Sari may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made a decision. I want to join the anime club, man. I lose my train of thought. These 4 cute girls look at me. But I'm sorry. They're all just sinking into the quicksand of the floor. I'm defenseless. How am I supposed to make a decision when they're all giving me puppy eyes? Writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Fine, I'll join the club, and they all pop right back up like daisies. I'm happy! You scared me. If you came just for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Makes it official. There. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. Be at the meeting on a good note. Remember tonight's assignment. Save. Write a poem. Alright. I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Teehee. How do I impress Monica with my crappy poem? Since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? We don't walk together anymore, because she's always stayed after for clubs. But now we're staying after for the same club, so we get to walk home together. I love how they're like, so, which girl? Will I really be happy staying with these girls? Alright. Good fortune will find me. Ha! Indeed. Time to write a poem! Alright. So I gotta think of words that a specific girl will like. Well, you know what? Saori, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Saori? Saori. What kind of words would Saori like? So, like, Natsuki's like cute things. Yuri likes probably dark things. So I guess Saori likes... Yeah, like active things? Because, like, Strawberry's totally gonna be for, like, Natsuki. And she's gonna be, like, hurt, I imagine. So let's try dance. Okay, she liked it. I imagine she would like fireworks, right? Yeah, fireworks. Yeah, things that make you, yeah, like perky and happy. And she's all cute things, like puppies. Massacre! Alright. Embrace. Probably not unrequited. Childhood. Happiness. Vibrant? Happiness. Explode! Promise. Sing. Determination. I'm sorry. It's second nature at this point. Daydream. Sugoi. Wonderful. Contamination. Party. Sunset. After image. What the fuck? Are we ninjas now? Marshmallow. Oh, that was for her. Oops. That was food. My bad. That's okay. Extreme. Heart. Kokoro. Laugh. Live, laugh, love. Oh, I almost read that as excrement. I'm sorry, that's excitement. Excitement, excrement. Oh, wow. Another one. Thank you. Bale drifts. Really follow. Sunny. Marriage? That's a little... Whew. Rainbows. Melodies. Oh, that counted for her. That's fine. And finally... incongruent. That Jesus was... That's a word. Memories. It'd be funny if these words actually, like, were used in your poem and it was just, like, this incomprehensible mess. Hi again, Anthony. Glad to see you didn't run away. Ha 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 ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little weird, but I kept my word. Get it? Kept my word, because I'm writing words. I'm the last to come in. Thanks for keeping your promise, Anthony. I hope this isn't too overwhelming. You dive headfirst into literature.
Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack.
Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs. I don't know if you want to just come and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you have a big mouth for someone who wants to keep her manga collection in the club room. Manga is literature! Graphic novels are books! Don't worry, guys. Anthony always gives it his best. He helps me with busy work like cooking and cleaning my room. So, it's because your room is messy. You almost set your house on fire. Oh my. You two are really good friends. I'm a little jealous. You and Anthony can become good friends too. She seems so oblivious. Oh, even Yuri brought you something today. Wait. Don't be shy. What is it? Never mind. She makes a big deal when it's not. What do I do? Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Guess it's up to me. Don't worry about it. I wasn't expecting anything. I mean, yeah, we're literally going to a club. So any gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. Is that so? I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright, here. She pulls out a book. Aw, how sweet. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. That is like, aside from all the like, obviously they're making it a dating game type thing, that's like actually a very kind thing to do for someone. Joining a book club who's never like read books before. Like, hey, you've joined the book club. Here's a book. So then we have something to talk about together. It's a short read. Even if you don't usually read it, you'll get through it very quick. You can discuss it. How is this girl being so damn cute? Thank you. You can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Alright, they're having a cheery conversation, and Yuri's reading a book. She's very intensely reading the book. And she's rummaging around in the closet. Well, somebody made like apparently somebody made like a mod and made it into like more of just like a regular dating game, question mark? I don't know. How am I supposed to occupy myself with literature-related stuff? I'm too tired. And I fall asleep. Well, no, I just listen in. You're probably gonna seem lame. We can't give up. Give people more food. That is the easiest way to draw people in. You saw how well that worked. We gotta show everyone that speaks to their creative minds. Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come if it's a literature event. It's important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place. Then we could talk about creative mind stuff. She's taking this seriously. She's deliberately liking this. Yeah, I was about to say, do you think food will do the trick? What kind? We could... Cupcakes! Good thinking. Natsuki would love to make cupcakes. She makes the best cupcakes. Cupcakes. Speak to my creative tummy. Hell yeah. I'm smiling. The unexpected reason I admire her. I'm super unmotivated, but Sayori can put her mind into things. What would it be like to see the world through her eyes? Ah. Sorry. Wait. I'm not sorry at all. I wanted to stick my face in your face. It's your fault for falling asleep. This isn't the napping club. Does our club have a napping club? I want to join. You're staying up late again. Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You need to get used to it. Don't say that so loud. It's true. Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me. Hee hee hee. Oh, okay. What about you? You're still oversleeping every day. Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this week have you gotten up on time? That's a secret. I knew it. Come on. Please give me the benefit of the doubt. Can't even do that. Look, it's written all over you. Huh? How's it written all over? Oh. You were in a rush this morning and your hair is a mess. Ah. Ooh, it's actually like playing with their hair. You need a brush. Do you not have a brush? My hair is really hard to get right. I mean, like, look at all these like weird anime strands that perfectly stick out in like specific ways. I won't fall for that. It's more than just your hair. Your bow isn't straight. It's like, it needs to go on top of your head, but it's like sagging down. There's a toothpaste stain on your collar. Nobody would ever notice that, except for me. Of course they would. I don't want to embarrass you. You meanie. You don't even button your blazer. I didn't know that was important, but okay. Damn, why don't you think you have a boyfriend yet? Damn, shut the fuck up. That's super mean. You'll thank me later. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Oh, this is like a very uncomfortable angle. I don't like this. This is like supposed to be cute, but the way they drew it is like very uncomfortable. Why are we so close to her face? Why are her feet so damn... this is like a horror angle. This would be the type of shot where you would like get in close to someone and like whisper something creepy in their ear. Be like, I know what you did yesterday. This is supposed to be a cute moment. It doesn't look cute. The canted lens and the fish lens, like there's a huge fisheye lens thing going on. With like the desks are like tilting. She doesn't look like, she looks uncomfortable. She doesn't look like, oh, you're being cute and like buttoning my jacket. She looks like, please don't. Yeah, she has no shadow. The significant amount of foreshortening that's like going on with like her legs and her butt. This is so weird. I don't like this. God, I guess this is supposed to be foreshadowing already? I don't know. This is so weird. It'll make me feel weird. I feel weird. Ah, this fisheye lens is so weird. I don't like it. The button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. Oh, did you like get bigger? Did you wash it too many times? Your boobs got bigger. Don't say that. You look better now. Does it feel strange to see her blazer buttoned up like that? Stuffy. She hastily unbuttons it. She's like, it's uncomfortable. It's too small. Phew, that's better. Yeah, if it's too small, then she doesn't want to button it up. If I keep it unbuttoned, I will get a boyfriend. What kind of logic is that? Why are you saying it like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you'd take care of me better than anyone else. So I'm keeping it unbuttoned. This is some very strange logic. Stop saying all these weird things. Huh? I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Then you'll have time to not get toothpaste on your shirt. And just buy a bigger blazer. Only if you go to bed earlier. Fine. It's a deal. Hee hee. We're better at taking care of each other than we were at taking care of each other, ourselves. I guess so. Maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. Hey. Doing it again. I'm just joking. I totally wasn't joking. Scooch! Like tire track sound. Okay, everyone. Why don't we share our poems? I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. Did you remember to write a poem? Yeah. Can't believe I decided to write a terrible poem. Everyone's ready. Why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait to read your terrible poem. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf. Oh, I feel that. Hey, things written on not good pieces of paper are usually the best. That's like actually good advice. Hold on. Where is my Steam library? Steam apps. There we go. Okay, good. Just making... I'm just casually checking to make sure that, you know, nothing has changed. I don't know why I'm doing that, but you know, sometimes you just gotta make sure that nothing weird is in here. Sometimes things may or may not be added to your game. You know. That's totally not weird. You totally do that all the time when you play visual novels. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply. I do the same. Ooh, who should I show my poem first to? Well, I mean, I wrote it for Sayori, so let's show it to her. I'm most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend. Ooh! Oh my goodness. This is so good. Huh? I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. You must be seriously overacting. I'm not a good writer. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. I have no idea what I like either. Haha. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive. Maybe even at Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of people. When I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's an Anthony poem. That makes it feel extra special. I can feel your feelings in it. Aww. You're so weird. I'm really happy that you wrote one. Reminds me of how you're really a part of the club. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before. You're not selfish at all. Trying new things like this for other people, that's something only really good people do. Thanks. I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun. I'll be my way of thanking you. I'm gonna hold you to that. Yay! God, it's like two depressed people being in love. Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Oh. Click outside poem area to continue. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed. Making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. The sleepy? I think it should be sleep, right? Because you actually have sleep in your eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. This really is a Sayori poem. Oh, it's actually really sweet. That's very sweet. That's actually a pretty good poem. I also love that it just ends with, yeah, so oof with the, yeah, that's such a Sayori, just the, if it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever in the sunshine. Also, I want breakfast. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? Oh, that's so sweet. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No! Just a little bit? You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. At least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice. Sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. The last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. I get hangry. I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyways, thanks for showing me. Hee hee. That was fun. Monica's is the best. Yeah. Next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. I guess I look forward to it. Let's talk to Yuri. Ooh. Oh boy, it's been a whole minute. That's always good, right? Sorry, I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that might be after I read this. So it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm sorry. It might take her a while. What were you saying? Right. There are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and I've been having that thought myself. I think it's most noticeable in new writers. They try to make their style deliberate, and they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Yeah, I got some good critique going. It's not something you can be blamed for. There are many different styles and techniques. Alright. Might take you some time, but it all comes with practice. Hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. No, Never mind. Sorry. She apologizing to herself, me, or to Natsuki? Do you mind if I read it? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process. She smiles dreamily. Isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Yeah, no, we're a poem club. It's the best. Ooh, I love this font. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. It just reminds me of The Little Prince, where they had the guy that, like, always put he had the street light he always had to, like, light over and over, but he, like, had to do it so fast that it was, like, he had to do it, like, every, like, second or whatever, like, every 30 seconds. Terrible handwriting. It was very legible. It's fine. It's okay. I wasn't thinking at all, but it took you a long time to read. I don't read script very often. Sanskrit, I mean. I think your handwriting's pretty. That's a relief. I like the poem. Even though it was short, it was, descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems that are like 18 pages long. Not at all. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something more mild. Easy to digest, just like your food. Are you into ghosts? You may. The story isn't about a ghost at all. It's a metaphor. I suppose you only did glance at it. They do tell more than a story, or paint a picture. The poem is being symbolic, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, soon to be left with nothing. Oh, that's solemn. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing. Makes me happy you think of that. I have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Alright, Natsuki, you gonna tear my poem apart?
It's about what I expected from someone like you.
That's blunt.
Excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't invoke any emotions.
It's not cute enough for your tastes.
Do you want to get smacked, bitch?
I'll pass.
Anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Oh. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. Well, that's about it. Damn, this is like a Dr. Seuss-ass poem. It like starts off really like, oh, that's dumb, but then the like, people can try. That's about it.
Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated. People don't take my writing seriously.
Isn't the point of poems to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy to read, but hits you hard. Like in the poem. Everyone around you do great things. I decided to write about it.
I understand.
The other nice thing about simple writing is it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme, but I made it fall flat. It helps bring out the feeling.
Yeah, you did. More went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did ya?
Guess not. This side of humor. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, I won't take that away from her. Alright, Monica poem, let's go. Hi, Anthony. Having a good time? Good. Since you're new, if you ever have any suggestions, I'm always listening. Of course I'm gonna be afraid to bring things up. Anyway, want to share your poem? It's kind of embarrassing. Ha ha ha. Don't worry. Oh, should I give her like a Joe-sama laugh? I feel like it's more creepy to give her just a ha ha ha. We have to get past this barrier. Just like the barrier of your screen. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had these sorts of things in common. Ah, we would be good friends, or we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. That may be the case. Maybe there's some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, sounds like the two of you really care about each other. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being similar. I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. Sure you're not reading into it too much? Ahahaha. I could be. Oh, gosh, I sound like Yuri. In any case, Sayori's writing has a kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy could enjoy sad things, too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. To each their own. You shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit, either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles. But I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ahahaha. Ahahaha. Do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident. That's 'cause I have to sound confident. I don't mean I always feel that way. You know? I see. Well, let's read it. The hole in the wall. Couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. Peer inside for a clue. I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. It's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It's too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Wow, talk about freaking fourth wall breaking. Hole in a wall, like fourth wall breaking. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear what this poem's about. It's like, he on the other side was looking in and I was looking out. Yeah. Yeesh. I mean, I was joking about it earlier with the, it's like you're looking at me through a screen. That's kind of what this poem feels like. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. I'm not really the right person to ask. It's okay. That kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. It's called prose. Emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say it had some kind of epiphany. It's been influencing my poems. Epiphany? Yes. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's coming on strongly after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Any other way to think about it is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a dark puddle of ink. Move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Man, was Monica talking weird? Sounded almost robotic or something. It's really weird. I glanced around the room. It's a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my stupid writing abilities. My mediocre writing abilities that I just started. It's a literature club. Why are we writing poems? Sayori and Monica are chatting. Yuri and Natsuki are staring at each other. They read in tandem. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow. Yuri smiles sadly. Unless with his language. Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Yeah, because they're like the antithesis of each other's writing styles.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you miss the symbolism or something? It's about giving up. How can it be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language. I was trying to say something nice.
Mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks. It really didn't come out nice at all.
I do have a couple suggestions.
I could have asked someone who liked it. Which people did. Sayori liked it. Anthony did too. I'll give you some suggestions of my own. Crumple up your thing and throw it away. Hate it.
I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. It's my style! I don't expect it to change, unless of course I come across something inspiring, which I haven't. Anthony liked my poem too. He told me he was impressed.
Oh.
But impress the new guy. Oh my god, I forgot about this music. You're just jealous.
How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice?
If I was full of myself, I'd go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Ooh.
Is everyone okay? You know what?
Or sorry, you know what? I was the one whose boobs grew size as soon as Anthony started showing up.
Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... Nat and Yuri. That's very good.
This doesn't involve you.
I don't like fighting. Anthony. She's trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it.
She could learn that simple writing is more... Oh my god, this is the freaking Tesla and Edison automatic current and direct current shenanigans all over again. Simple writing, fancy writing, simple writing, fancy writing, automatic current, direct current, automatic current, direct current. Oh my god.
What's the point making all your poems so convoluted? Maybe you should just jump out of the reader. Explain it.
Wait, there's a reason we have deep and expressive words in the first place. Like scrumdiddlyumptious. Avoiding them is not unnecessarily limiting. It's a waste. You understand that?
Well...
How did I get dragged into it? Why do I have to pick? Whoever I agree with, they'll think more highly of me. Oh my god, this is the... They'll remember it. Help me! I mean, both of you are valid writing styles. Neither one is better. Sorry! Everyone's fighting. How could the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Anthony.
That's her problem.
I agree. This has nothing to do with you, bitch. It's unfair for others to dread their own feelings.
Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell us about this.
Your immaturity made her upset. Oh no, this is making it worse.
Excuse me. Are you listening to yourself?
Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my Tomodachis. I just want everyone to get along. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their unique differences. If everybody wrote the same kind of poems, that'd be boring. They paint beautiful pictures. Everyone's so talented. Why are we fighting?
Because we all want to bone the same guy.
Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are serious. They always were. She's not pushing her boobs up. Big and beautiful. Flat-chested. I love how she somehow misinterpreted this whole argument as simple writing is good, complex writing is good, and she misinterpreted this as flat-chested is good, big boobies are good. Precious child. I'll go make some tea. She's like, how did this happen? This is why Sayori is vice president. To be honest, I might come up as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. It's almost as if there wasn't an option for me to. As president, that's kind of embarrassing. It's not like I can blame you. Wasn't able to say anything either. Guess that just means Sayori is amazing. She might be an airhead, but it's great that she's an airhead. Take care of her, okay? I'd hate for her to see her get... I would hate to see her get herself hurt. Just gonna pause on that for a moment. That makes two of us. You can count on me. She smiles at me sweetly, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president. If only I get the chance to talk to her a little more. Alright everyone, this is about time for us to leave. How did you feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. It was worth it.
It was alright.
How about you? Yeah. This is neat. Awesome. We'll do the same thing tomorrow. Your poems will turn out even better. I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems. With any luck, that means I can do a little bit better job.
Anthony, let's walk home together.
It's been a while since we spent this much time together. I'm definitely not enjoying it. What happened earlier? You know, between the two of them. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. It's the first time I've seen him fight like that. They're wonderful people, Sink. You don't hate them, do you? No. Just wanted your opinion. I can see why they make good friends. Whew. You know, it's nice I get to spend time with you, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. I think everyone likes you too.
Hee hee hee.
Every day is gonna be so much fun. She hasn't caught on the fact that I'm stuck in a harem. So I really need to stop there? Have to see what the future holds. Pat. It's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Let's do this. Ikuzo. Alright, poem number 2. Well... I'm just kind of blanking out. I was like... Because this game is different than, other games. Like... Because you're not, like, locked into a route, quote-unquote. Because I can, like, write a poem that Yuri really likes. I can write a poem that she really likes. So let's just write another poem that Sayori really likes. So let's write another one she really likes. Beauty? Bounce. Oh, she really liked that one. It's fun. Lucky? Precious. Wonderful. Love. Promise. Sunset. Pure. Oh, she liked pure. Oops. Extraordinary? Ribbon? You have a ribbon in your hair. Oh! She didn't like ribbon. Okay. I guess it's more cute. Excitement. Comfort. Vacation is where I want to be. Happiness. Raindrops falling on my head. Oh, she liked raindrops. Oh, this poem is a mess. Oh well, whatever. Memories? She liked memories. Marriage. She liked marriage. Ooh, ouch. Another early one. Well, I apologize. You will probably miss when things get, interesting. Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting. Get a little more comfortable here. Usual scene. Hi, Anthony. Yo, you're in a good mood. Hee hee. I'm just not used to you being in the club. Being in the club. It's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. It's always the simple things. Yeah, I mean, when you're in a bad mood, sometimes you need little things to make you happy again. Speaking of which, I'm kind of hungry. You wanna come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. Weh? That's not like you. I have my reasons. That's true. Why don't we take a look at your purse? Eh? Why? No reason. You just wanted to look at it. Huh? She retrieves our coin purse. She turns it upside down and she lets it spill on the desk. Ah, I knew it. I can see right through you.
That's not fair. How did you know?
It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. Either you're not hungry and want an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I could lend you some. And there's one more thing. You're always hungry. That leaves one option.
I give up. Don't make me feel guilty.
If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Ha 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 ha. Hey, I mean, if you're like having an after school club, that's fair. I would be like hungry. I would want to go get a snack. Do not blame the human body for wanting sustenance. Her face is in her book. Ah, I wasn't listening. I mean, there's literally just like a few bodies in this room and you can hear everything. Something in my book was funny, my horror book, which is totally humorous. Tell Anthony to let me borrow some money. Or, like, be a good boyfriend, I mean friend, that's not a boyfriend, and, like, go buy something and split it. Don't get me involved. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt, your suffering is fair enough. I didn't mean. I was absorbed in my book. Ooh. I like when you speak your mind. It's a fun side of you. You couldn't think that. You were right, though. I did something bad, and I gotta accept the revolution. The revolution. Retribution. That. Coming from you, there's a little devil inside all of us. Hee hee hee. She knows what she's doing. She told you she was bringing here to the club. You wouldn't have come if it was just for the cupcakes. Hee 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 hee. Ah! Something smacks her in the face. Ow. What was... Eh? A cookie! Don't throw cookies at people. It will crumble, and then it will be no cookie. It will just be cookie crumbles, and it will be sad. But it is a giant cookie. Is this a miracle? Oh. It's because I paid my restitution. Retribution. That one almost worked. Hee hee! I was gonna give it to you. But then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. That's so cute. I'm so happy. She hugs the cookie. Now you're really gonna just turn it into crumbs. Just eat it. Yum 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 yum. So good. Yum yum. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. She takes a bite of her own cookie. Ah, multiple cookies that she has baked. Thank God. Yours looks really good. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. Oh, she made multiple kinds of cookies. Hers is chocolate.
Why do you think I gave you that one? I didn't want that one. I took the one I wanted.
Fine. Still happy you shared this one with me. Huggles.
Aw, jeez.
Yum. Stole the cookie bite.
Hey!
You're such a kid. Can you tell? Huh? Oh, Monica's not here. Where's Monica? Good question. Have you heard anything about her being late?
Nor me.
I haven't heard either. That's unusual.
Hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do. She's pretty popular.
Huh? You don't think she has a cold? I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more... Oh, she meant a boyfriend, not a cold. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined.
That's true. Excuse me.
The door swings open. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you weren't worried. Monica chose the club over her boyfriend. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Never mind that. What held you up? Well, my last period was study hall. I lost track of time.
But you're like the studious one.
I didn't hear it. I was practicing piano. Piano? I didn't know you played music as well. I don't. I just started recently. I just wanted to learn piano.
That's so cool.
Maybe once I get a little bit better. That's so cool. Is that so? I won't let you down. Monica booty bumps everyone off the screen. I didn't mean any pressure. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot. I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. I didn't miss anything, did I? No. People eating cookies. Settle down from the cookie escapade. And they disappear into the closet. Anthony! I'm gonna go get some supplies. Let's go. Supplies? Festival? Me and Monica are gonna make posters. We gotta go find crayons and markers and glue sticks. I don't know why I said it like that. We'll be back soon. I'm gonna go get the supplies. Be happy to go with him. I want to go with the Anthony. But I wanted to go. So much fun exploring empty classrooms. Okay. It was just a suggestion. Can you find poster paper?
Okay.
Let's go. Falling behind. She skips around the hallway. Feels like I'm taking a kid to the mall. Hey Sayori, what exactly are we doing for the festival? How do you make an event out of literature?
Hee. Me and Monica have it all planned out. Don't you worry. Yep. We're gonna do a poetry performance.
A performance? Like snap poetry or whatever that's called. Get up on the stage with a black beret, you're all like... Yeah, taking turns on the stage, recite favorite poems. That sounds dull. Yeah.
Anthony,
you're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just reading poems, it's performing them. You say the poems like,
between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends have I summoned this joy? For now, when I look in every direction, the once prosperous field before me is but a barren wasteland. Like that.
Sayori, why did you turn into a witch? How do I put this? I'm sure it's just me, but it's impossible for me to take you seriously when you talk like a witch.
You meanie.
I'm working super hard on this, you know? I know. I just meant that it's pretty unordinary contrast to your cute self.
Don't say that, it's embarrassing.
I guess what I mean is I'm doing a good job. I think so.
I'm excited. Festival's gonna be so much fun.
She's spinning around in the hallway.
Classroom over here is empty. Let's go smooch. Begin the mission.
Whoosh. The way that fade out, like, perfectly, like, she just slightly, like, faded out, like, to the right. How, like, she's just, like a ghost, just, like, follow me. Very good. She's a ball of sunshine. Going adventuring with Sayori brought about a special sort of feeling. Yeah, another classroom. We have not seen this one. Let's see what we got. Crayons!
Oh, they're the best. Crayola!
Yeah, they're dirty. That's one. I'm looking for my favorite color. Looking for poster paper. Oh, I dropped one. She bumped into the shelf. Oh, the crayon spilled over her lap. Ow, 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 ow. Forehead. Jeez, Sayori, that's just like you. Come on. Let me see. You have to move your hands. It hurts. Do it for a second. Oh, so here's our next Sayori scene. At least this one's not as horrendously fisheye lens as the previous. We are still just looking down on her though, which is a little weird. 24 colors. But she's... It's very similar expression to the previous one though, which is also very creepy. Where she's like in an uncomfortable position and blushing. Which again, I guess is just more foreshadowing. I brush her bangs. Ow! Sorry. She got a big bump on her head. That's gonna swell up. Let's find you some ice. Anthony. Where will we find ice? Maybe a cold... Let's put a fucking soda can on your head? You don't have to. I'm fine with looking like a unicorn. Sayori makes a silly joke. Oh, what are you saying? I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, at least she smiled a little bit. Pat her on the shoulder and run into the hallway. Look for the nearest vending machine. What should I get? I know she likes apple juice. Hell yeah, apple juice. Apple juice is the freaking best. Got you some apple juice. She has one palm on her forehead, and the other hand is clumsily scooping up the crayons. At least they were already in the wrong spot. Here. Here's some juice. Put that on your head. Ah, it's nice and cold. I made sure to get the one that's not from concentrate. So that when you drink it afterwards, it'll taste good. Sorry, what are you doing? It's for your forehead. Sorry. How hard did you hit your head? I mean, hey, if there's like a metal rod and you just like, it hurt, that'll mess up your head. And eventually she moves it to the bump. Oh, it stings. I don't know, that like almost came out southern, I'm sorry. Just bear with it, you'll feel better soon. Looks like you cleaned up most of the crayons. She already drank the juice. Hey, Anthony. Kinda reminds me of growing up. What do you mean? Did you bump your head a lot when you were a child? You know how we used to play outside? And always try and keep up with you? You were oblivious. You usually fell behind or had trouble climbing on things. When I tried to do things I couldn't, I'd get myself hurt. And I'd fall and scrape myself or get a bump. And I'd start crying. You would rush over as quick as you could, trying really hard to get me to stop crying. It's almost like you blamed yourself and were afraid of getting in trouble, even though it wasn't your fault. Did I do that? Yeah, don't you remember? Come to think of it, maybe I do remember. I guess I was always focused on my games, and I didn't pay enough attention to you. This damn video games. It was my fault. Kinda like this time too. I wasn't rushing you. If I wasn't rushing you out of the closet, you wouldn't be smacking your head on things. Anthony. There I go, accidentally giving her a southern accent. I'm sorry for randomly southern Sayori. It's hidden within my voice, and I am sorry. It comes out. I don't think you realize it, but you're always thinking about other people. Even after all these years, you're rushing to help me even though I'm being clumsy. You're a real sweetheart. Don't call me that. I don't really do this kind of thing. I don't give people juice all the time. Even though I know it, I'm treating you all nice. That's what happens when you've been friends for so long. Really? Maybe you're right. I'm so glad nothing's changed between us. Do you think it'll be like this forever? Forever? If I'm honest, there's no telling when we'll end up where we'll each end up for college. It wouldn't be fair for me to make any promises, but I hope so. It's been this long already, right? I can't imagine you ever changing. So my hopes are up. I'm happy. She has a whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent. She's silly and clumsy. When I see her deep in thought, makes me not want to disturb her. We should go back. I don't want to worry Monica. Good luck with that. She's gonna see your forehead anyway. Not if I hide it under my bangs. Oh, we just... Don't stand up so fast. Well, we have acquired 1 crayons and 1 bump. Ah, you're back. Good timing. We were gonna start sharing poems. Ah, your forehead. Don't worry about... I was playing with crayons and I smacked my forehead. Oh my god, it came out again. I'm sorry. It's just gonna keep happening for some reason. It's happening. I smacked my forehead. I'm suddenly Southern Sayori. It's just gonna be a thing now. I forgot all the stuff. What is now her name? SSSS. Found the poster paper. Ha! Sounds like you ended up doing all the work. Sayori.
I made it an adventure.
Okay. Good work. I'll start working on the posters tonight.
Me too.
Poem time! Gotta make sure those crayons stay nice and tight. Alright. Well, I mean, I don't know. Let's show it to Monica first this time. I don't know. Let's squash it to the wind. Hello again, Anthony. How's the writing going? This club is lit. Burp, 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 burp. I'll take that. I'm happy you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. Yeah, no. You never know. Want to share what you wrote? Here you go. I love just... ... Alright. It makes me think of Sayori. Like that other one you wrote. You two are like the dynamic duo. That's exaggerating it. Yeah, probably. But you do spend a lot of time with her. I don't blame you for being a little shy. I'm just teasing. But Yuri and Yatsuki are super interesting people, so don't be afraid to give them their share of time. And you can talk to me every now and then, too. I'm not, like, unapproachable or anything. Am I? No, it's nothing like that. I'm just getting used to being here. Yeah. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean it like that. I get what you're saying. Alright. Anyway, you want to read my poem? Sure. I have no idea. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. Oh, aren't those, hold on. Yeah. Red, green, and blue are the colors of pixels. That's really fucking cool. Yeah, save me. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. Pixels. And an endless cacophony. A meaningless noise. Even noise is kind of like a noise filter. Kind of like... the noise, it won't stop. Violent grating. Waveforms. Yeah, that's waveforms like when you do digital sound. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. Whoa. That's really cool. And save. Load me. Save me. Very, actually, speaking of, thanks for the reminder, Monica. So let's, boop. I definitely didn't do something with a character file that happens to be called monica.chr. I definitely didn't just copy and paste a file called monica.chr. I definitely didn't save it in 2 different locations. I definitely didn't just do that. Why would you think I would do that? This isn't a weird visual novel that requires you to do things within the internal save files of the game. No, definitely not. What are you talking about? Huh, it's more abstract than your last one, huh? Huh. I guess it's just the way I write. Sorry if you don't like it. No, I didn't say that. It's just kind of a thing I'd never really seen before. I kind of like playing with the space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can change the mood of the poem. That's true. Like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short made it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. Huh, I see. It's hard for me to tell what it's about. Ah ha ha ha! Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You'll never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Oh, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? Ah ha ha ha! That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Alright, well, let's talk to Sayori. Anthony? I really love your poems. Alright, sorry, it's SSS. I can't believe you've been hiding these from me. I'm not hiding anything. But your poems are so good. Yesterday's and this one too? You can't tell me you haven't done this before. I mean, you're really the only one who feels this way, so. Eh? No way. Not even Natsuki? Well, I guess Natsuki is the least likely to admit how much she likes something. I don't think it's that. What do you mean? I guess I'll be honest. It's a lot easier to write poems when I'm thinking about you.
What? Whoa.
Stop doing weird things. Or thinking weird things. You're like a really expressive person, I guess? How am I supposed to write poems thinking about my own boring life? But you somehow make everything in your life an adventure. Even the little things.
Like cooking.
Let's not talk about that. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that I can feel more feelings through you than I can through myself. You have that kind of weird connection. It's your fault for getting in my business all the time. I don't know if I understand. You never understand when I try to explain things to you.
I'm not a kid, you know.
Are you sure about that?
Maybe.
She's fiddling with her pencil between her hands.
Hey, Anthony, will you give me your poem? I kind of want to keep it.
Why?
'Cause, well, it's the first time you've written something for me.
Exclamation points. You misunderstood. I didn't write this for you. Are you even listening? Whatever. I'll give it to you when we go home.
Really? I broke the pencil.
Am I actually playing this on World Mental Health Day? Wow, that's perfect fucking timing. That's actually like really good. That is actually very good. Being attentive of her surroundings.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'll get it for you. Wow, that's awesome. I bend down and I pick up the pencil, and I bend down and I pick up the pencil.
I'm a little clumsy today.
Let's just sit down. I still haven't read your poem.
Oh, forgot about that. It's not as good as yours.
Ooh, it's a big long one. Holy shit. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. Reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put in a bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in a bottle, all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends, each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friends feel a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper, my fingers go. Exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Oh, that's perfectly fine, buddy. Digging and deeping, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo. Inside my head. Damn. This is an extremely good poem, actually. It's just so true. Just like how, like, when you are a non, what's it called? Shoot. Sorry, my brain is blanking. Neurodivergent. When you are a neurodivergent person, you really only have so much to give to other people. You only have so much you really can give, and it runs out so fast. Or I guess even if you're not neurodivergent, if you're just an introverted person, such as myself and many people are, these bottles run out real fast. And people come, and you know, you give it to them. You give your happiness, you give your time, you give your effort, and then the bottles run out, and it gets harder and harder to dig and find them. And if you have depression, you know, you run out of bottles to give happiness to your friends, and yeah, that's an extremely real poem, Sayori. And yes, to answer your question, Confusion Noises, I have played Doki Doki Literature Club through its entirety, but that was 3 whole years ago. So like, I know like the main twist of the game. However, again, it's been 3 whole years since I have played the game, so there's a lot that I don't remember. Which is why I'm playing it again today. To see what interesting differences I can pick up through my second playthrough. Which is why when I was reading Sayori's poem, I instantly was like, oh wow, yeah, this is a poem about depression and being neurodivergent and being like, yeah, it's tough to... I totally get them vibes. I understand. Writing a poem about, you know, you can only give so much to your friends when you personally are going through so much. Because, yeah, I'm not gonna remember everything. I'm gonna remember some major things, but not everything. And you wrote a badass poem, Sailor. Holy fuck. Monica taught me a whole lot. What did Monica tell you? I've been really in touch with my feelings. What did Monica tell you? I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Oh, never mind. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about it. Point is, it came out good, and you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It helps me understand my feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. I'm pretty passionate. Hope you keep it up. Yeah. Writing's the best. Gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. She's had this habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. Is this one of those times? God, that's also a depression thing where you gotta have a hobby and then you try it and then you get sad and then you're not good at it and then you drop it. That's...
It's not really any worse than your last one. I can't say it's any better either.
Thanks. Anything that isn't a train wreck I'll take as a win.
What? Huh. Someone recognizes my experience.
Alright, get some sleep, Sleepy One-Eye. You've been friends, might not be on the same wavelength.
Saori has a type? Honestly, how could someone so fluffy? She's dragging around a dead weight.
Ugh.
She would fly away like letting go of a balloon. I don't get it. I'm supposed to show you my poem.
Oh god, I do remember this. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. God, I love this music too.
Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders.
That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and she took me to the nurse. I tried to not let her touch me because she likes spiders. So her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone. Yeah, this poem is so fucked up. God, it's like... this one is so weird. This is definitely like when hints of the game getting weird were kind of cropping up. Because I remember, this is the poem I remember. Because I remember reading this and just being like, what the fuck? Like, Natsuki? Why did you write a poem about prejudice? Why did you write a poem about prejudice? Why did you write a poem about people who, because you can replace spiders with anything. You can replace that. You can replace that with, you know, you can replace it with, you know, being like black people. You can replace it with lesbians, gays, anything. It's really weird. Not bad, right? It's like, it was like weird. It was very deep. It's like, okay, you wrote a poem about prejudice. It's like, okay, we getting deep. Alright. Natsuki's got a lot more going on in her brain than she shows. She's all cute and pink, and then she writes a poem about how bad prejudice is. It's a lot longer than yesterday's.
Yesterday's was too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do.
Of course not.
The message was pretty straightforward. I doubt I have to explain it. You can explain complicated issues with simpler analogies, and it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that?
Thankfully not personally.
Everyone thinks and that doesn't matter, it can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or a guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people found out they'd make fun of you. That just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes?
You're definitely right. I can relate to that. A lot of people can too.
But I do best. I like writing unless there's a good message. I want to make people think, not just feel.
Alright, last but not least. Are you still mad at me? Why would I be mad at you? Oh, we did have a fight, but it's fine. I know why you got mad at me, because you prefer her writing over mine. No. When I disrespected her, I disrespected you too. No. I might be reading into this too much. I always let these things happen. I come off as awkward. Please don't force yourself to be around me. You're being a little dramatic. I know this is what Monica wants. It's not fair to you when you could be enjoying your time with Natsuki and Sayori. What did Monica say to you? If it makes it easier for me if you don't express any concern. Besides, I have my books. That's all I need. Yuri smiles and puts her head down on the desk. I don't hate her, but she's capable of listening to me over her own thoughts. All I can do is accept that's how she is. Oh, I just straight up don't get to read her poem. Alright. We're done. If you could sit at the front of the room. Is it about the festival? Sort of. Let's end up embarrassing ourselves. I really do well. I don't do well with last minute preparations. Don't worry, we're going to keep it simple. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets. I thought you heard about it. We're going to be performing. Poetry performance. Oh boy. Yep, she loves those crayons. Doing that poster. I really think it's that bad of an idea.
I didn't sign up for this. There's no way I'm gonna be performing in front of a group of people.
I agree with Natsuki.
Guys.
No, I understand. They've never shared their poems with anyone. It's a lot to ask. I guess I kind of overlooked that, so I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. we start the event and each put on a good performance, I think it will inspire others to do the same. I am poking your eye, Natsuki. Yeah. It's a bit about expressing your feelings. Being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons and having fun. I'm poking your eye, that's right. It's those reasons we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others, to inspire them? I know you do. I know we all do. If it takes standing in front of them for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. And they remain silent. Guess that leaves me no choice. I don't think it's too much to ask. I've been trying really hard. The least we can do is help them out.
Oh, maybe.
Destroy all eyes. Destroy all eyes.
Okay, fine. I'll get it over with. Alright!
Thank you, Natsuki. Just looking around. I guess I don't really have a choice. You're the best! It's gonna be the death of me. Well, maybe not you. Oh gosh, you'll be fine. But anyway, let's move on. I want each of you to chew a poem. We're gonna practice reciting them.
No way!
This is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, then how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Let's see. Title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Her confident voice fills the room. Her inflection is pristine. Is this something she's done before? Glance around. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori is amazed. Yuri is intense. We applaud.
That was so good, Monica!
I was hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next? I'll go next. Yuri's fired up. Ooh, we didn't get to hear her poem. This poem is called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Oh, wow. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? She got inspired. She's super absorbed. She is a fierce and confident woman. A whirling fire inside Yuri. Yeah. It's not we didn't want to applaud, but we were caught off guard. She rushes back to her seat. That was really good. Thank you. Yuri's down for the count. Okay, I'm next. My meadow. Ha ha ha. I giggled. Hee hee hee. It's a lot harder than I thought. Try not to think of it reciting for other people. Think of it reciting yourself in front of a mirror. I see. Okay. Her soft voice was made as a perfect match. Serene and bittersweet. Get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. I did it! Even Anthony liked it. What's that mean? It came out nice. The atmosphere of the poem fits you nicely. I bet you the other poems did quite as well with that kind of delivery.
I really understand.
I've seen poems of yours where that gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. Might need a little more force, depending on what you're reading.
I get what you mean.
I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone. Next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you. We don't have much time before the festival, you know.
Okay.
Natsuki?
Don't make me go before Anthony. It's not like I can compare to you guys. Might as well Anthony lower everyone's expectations.
It's fine, might as well get it over with. I literally only have 2 poems to pick from. They're all staring at me. I recite my poem. I'm not confident with my own writing, so it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. They all love it. Sorry, I'm not really good. Don't worry about it. I think it's less about your abilities, but more about what you lack in confidence. That's something they'll prove over time. Alright, that leaves you, Natsuki.
Yeah. That poem is called... It's called...
Because you're presenting.
Why are you looking... It's called Jump.
She starts reciting a poem, her attitude disappears. It has rhythm and rhyme. It's her trademark style. Words feel like they bounce, just like jumping. She gets back to her seat. That wasn't so bad.
Easy for you to say. Better not make me do that again.
You literally have to do that for the thing. Well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people?
I mean, doing it in front of other people will be easier. But on whatever face I want for other people. It's just my friends, it's embarrassing.
That's a surprise.
I think it would be the other way around. Well, it's just
Because in that case, you won't have to worry about that for the festival. I want to thank everyone. Might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice. I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez. I should find a different poem. One of 2 poems that I have written. I will pick the other poem. I'm already pleasantly surprised you're putting in all this effort for the club. Whoosh! Smack you with my hair. Makes me really happy. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone, that's about it for today. Festival's coming up. Let's try write poems for tomorrow. It's been working out really nicely, so I'd like to continue. We'll finish planning tomorrow and then we'll have the weekend. Monday's the big day.
I can't wait.
I can do this. I can do this. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm, but I'll do my best. It's for the sake of the club and impressing Monica. I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori?
Yep. Look at you two, always going home together.
Isn't it adorable?
Hee.
Jeez, don't make such a big deal out of it. Must be nice, though. How am I supposed to respond to that?
It's okay, Anthony. You don't have to say anything.
Let's go. Let's make nothing of it, even though you should make something of it. A lot of things have already changed. It's just a little bit quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori.
Sorry, I was spacing out.
No wonder.
I was thinking about something from earlier. Like how we get to go home together. I mean, let's just say that one day Yuri asked to walk home with you. What would you do?
What kind of question is that? Put me on the spot. I would still go home with you. Sayori, you really think I would ditch you? But she's so pretty and smart. I already see her in the club every day. You always seem to really like going home together. Wouldn't just ruin that for you.
You're so silly. You think about me too much.
Yuri would deserve it. I've already made up my mind. I really can't figure you out.
Sorry.
What's the point in speculating something that's never gonna happen? Kinda weird for her to say something like that, but I respect her. The festival's only a few days away. Who knows what will happen? Who knows? Alright, poem time. So in my very first playthrough, which was 3 whole dang years ago, I did the Yuri route, so I did all Yuri-centric poems. So this time I've been doing Sayori-centric poems to see what her little events are. So let's see, so I think hers are playground. Oh, that was her. Okay. Flying. Awesome. Imagination. Oh. Imagination was her. Interesting. Excitement. Dream. Oh. Dream is her. Dance. Heart. Silly. Journey. Oh. Journey was her. Never mind. Romance. Doki. Together. Happiness. Memories. Breathe. Nope, that breathe was her. Vacation. Daydream. Marriage. Oh man, I'm the last one here again. I was practicing piano for too long. I just walked in too. Were you practicing piano? Yeah! Just getting so good at playing the piano. You must have a lot of determination. Starting up the club, picking up piano. Maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember, the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't all of you. I'm super happy they're all willing to help out for the festival too.
I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great.
Weren't you complaining about it yesterday?
Well, yeah, but I'm not talking about our part of the festival. It's a whole day and we all get to eat food.
You sound like Sayori.
Ooh, do they normally have fried squid?
Yum. Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. I mean, I don't know about fried squid, but I mean, like, the octopus balls are delicious. Like, fried octopuses. Yeah, fried octopus is really good. And those little, like, onion ring looking things. I guess that's normally octopus and not squid, so I don't know. Anyways,
are you saying you don't like squid? You?
I don't say I'm not liking it. I'm just saying you of all people.
'Cause it's in your name?
Oh, Ika. Squid is
Mon Ika.
That's not how you say my name, though. That joke doesn't make sense if you aren't a weeb.
Huh?
Yeah. Never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now.
He. Fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway.
Excuse me. Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Do you have, like, food or something? Oh, she's just looking down at nothing. Hey, Sayori. Hello? Huh? Spacing out. Huh. Sorry.
Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else.
Huh. Is everything alright? Of course. Why wouldn't it be? It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things.
You worry too much about me. I'm fine. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone else.
Alright, if you say so. I worriedly turn at her before joining the conversation. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything weird about Sayori. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together. I timidly approach Monica, who's shuffling through the papers. Anthony, what's up? Hey, this might sound a little strange, but you notice anything up with Sayori? Anything up with her? What way do you mean? Maybe I'm reading it into a little too much, but she seems kind of downcast. You know, Little Miss Sunshine? Oh, you think so? Can't say I've noticed anything. She peers across the room at Sayori, who's dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe there's something on her mind. I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you. You certainly know her a lot better. Yeah, she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her. This time when I asked her, she was dismissive. I'm sorry, it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask you. No, it's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I care about the well-being of my club members. Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Are you sure? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? That was kind of a weird back and forth there. Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest. Person of interest? Isn't that like what you refer... Isn't that what you refer to like the president, or like people who are like spy stuff, like the person of interest. Oh no, it's the person of interest, the person who's gonna get like sniped. Anyways, the POI. What do you mean by that? I'm saying the thing on her mind is you. Me? How on earth did you come to that conclusion? Well, I won't say too much, but you're a typical visual novel protagonist. And because you're a visual novel protagonist, you're usually dumb as a rock, and you never get when a girl is fucking hitting on you, and you have a thing going. Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know. You fucking walk home together every fucking day. Don't you fucking get it, you fucking piece of shit. She's been so much happier ever since you've joined the club. She smiles and talks to you every day. The only step you haven't taken is holding hands. Like, seriously, you dumb fuck. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her. What? No way. Sayori is always like that. Like, I get it. You grew up together. There's a certain line that you're like friends, and you don't really get how to cross from friends into more than friends, and you're afraid, and you don't know how to move on and take that extra step, and like commitment is difficult for you. I get that, but seriously, motherfucker. Why are you so dense? She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different now that it's always been. Hee hee hee. You're so funny. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her so cheerful? Because that's just how she is when she's around you? I said too much. I'm sorry, what do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it. Alright. Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I wouldn't be able to get the words out of my mouth. Out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks to the room where Sayori is sitting. She kneels down to Sayori and gently talks to her. It should be talks, but whatever, you get the... She's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear her. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun, but it's impossible when she's behaving like this. How much do I care about her that I'm letting this weigh down so much? Yeah, 'cause you're a fucking human being that has a heart. A human being goes, this person I care about is acting strange. And I'm not just gonna not care when they're acting strange. There's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. You're not a sociopath. Like, come on, man. I know in the beginning of the game you were acting like a literal asshole, but like, come on. The character in, what was that other visual novel? Was it Clenad? Is that the name of it? The one where the girl had the freakishly huge eyes? He was very similar in that he was just like a literal sociopath. He was awful. Anyways, okay everyone. Why don't we share our poems now? Everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems. I make eye contact Monica, and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about. Sayori. Well, we do want to talk to her. Dot dot. This is your best one, Savar. It's really nice. Thanks. You've been a little quiet today. Is everything alright? Huh? Of course. Everything's fine. I'm a little tired. Do you want a nap or something? No, that's silly. Don't worry about me. I only want to see smiles on your face. Alright. Anthony? A little surprised. I really thought you would try writing your poems like the way Yuri does. Or even Natsuki. But in the end, I guess you're the one who likes this one the most. Why? You don't want to get closer with everyone else? Wait, of course I do. That doesn't mean I need to try so hard to impress them. I understand you the most. I don't have to put up with me. I have to put up with you. But we have like a wavelength. This is how the poem came out. Feels like you're the only exciting thing in my life. So it's just easier to write when thinking about you. Sayori? No. Anthony. I don't deserve this. You're too nice to me. Why are you doing this? Oh. If you had fun with everyone else instead, this would be so much easier. Sayori. I've probably never said this before, but I don't understand what you're feeling right now. Tell me what will cheer you up. She sniffles and keeps shaking her head. It's nothing. It's just a little rain cloud. I'm sorry you had to see that. I promise it won't happen again. Just smiles from everyone. That's all that matters. Go play with everyone else. I'm gonna go home a little bit early today. Sayori, tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. She walks out of the classroom, humming to herself. Oh boy. Well, I didn't get to see what her last poem was. Hi, Anthony. Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival? Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in a bunch of other people, I have to give it some more thought. No pressure. Sure it'll turn out great. It would also make me happy to see. Ha ha ha. Let's take a look at today's poem. Dots. Ah ha ha. It's kind of funny. Not the poem. I mean, it's funny how your poems and Sayori's poems have been getting more and more similar. I'm surprised you're so in sync with her. Then again, you've been spending a lot of time together. Guess you could say that, although we kinda grew up as best friends. I haven't been seeing as much of her this past year. Since I joined the club, we've been spending a lot of time together again. I see. That reminds me. About how Sayori's been a little bit off today. Yeah, did she tell you something? Well... You haven't been flirting with her, have you? Of course not. I've been treating her like I always do. Right. Just making sure. I know how much you care about her. It'd be terrible if something bad happened to her, so keep an eye out. Sayori's been acting so much happier ever since you joined the club. What could have happened all of a sudden? Never mind, this isn't the time to be talking about this. Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, alright? Alright. The lady who knows everything! An old lady, or an old tale. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders Earth. The lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather. Lost adrift the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky. Until one day the wind ceases to blow, I fall and I fall and I fall even more, gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I found every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend does not exist. With a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. Well, I'm assuming Monica is the lady that knows everything. And I'm guessing every time you play the game, she is adrift, searching. And then when, like, the game closes, it's like when the wind ceases to blow? I don't know, this one's very, like, abstract. And there is no meaning or no purpose, because, I mean, there's, like, no Monica ending. That's the impossible that she's seeking. I don't know. It's very interesting. I don't really get this one. This one's not quite as clear as the previous one was. You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sort of things that give life meaning. Looking for answers, yeah. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind. Maybe that's the looking for answers she's talking about. Never really put my thought into it. It's almost paradoxical. If we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose meaning? There's one thing I noticed. Seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. Yeah. Are you surprised? If everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about. That's true. Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. Yeah, I mean, these are very well-written characters, despite them being two-dimensional. I think you know that better than anyone. You mean one-dimensional? Ha! That. Anyway. Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid that it's not good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response. But if you find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good, or okay, or bad, they want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging and it will make you want to continue improving. It's almost like having your own literature club, don't you think? That's my advice. Thanks for listening. That one felt more real than the previous one. Interesting. Well, let's try talking to Yuri first this time, because last time we didn't get to hear her poem. She doesn't look too enthusiastic. I should leave her. Oh, well, never mind. She's just not gonna talk to me.
This one's alright.
Alright.
Well, yeah. Not as good as yesterday's. It's just not really my style. I mean, that's fine. I'm mostly just glad that you're trying a little bit.
Of course I'm at least trying. Why are you so emotionally invested in my poems? Isn't that more of a compliment?
Huh? No, gross. It's not like I care. It's just that one of us in this club has to make sure you're not slacking up.
What if you ended up just scaring me away?
That's not like you would actually do that.
Kind of fun to hang out here, even if I have to put up with you. Ooh, elbow with stomach.
Oh, maybe I won't mind scaring you away after all.
I was just joking.
I know.
Okay, I'm dying. I should watch my mouth.
Anyway.
I'll be your beach. Not like your bitch, but like your actual beach. Your mind is so full of troubles and fears that diminished your wonder over the years. But today I have a special place, a beach for us to go. A shore reaching beyond your sight, a sea that sparkles with brilliant light. The walls in your mind will melt away before the sunny glow. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. Let's bury your heavy thoughts in a pile of sand, bathe in sunbeams, and hold my hand. Wash your insecurities in the salty sea. Let me see you shine. Let's leave your memories in a footprint trail. Set you free in my windy sail. Remember the reasons you're wonderful when you press your lips to mine. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about every day. The beach to make sure leap the way you thought you had left you long ago. But if you let me be your side, if you let me be by your side, your own beach, your own escape, you'll learn to love yourself again. This almost feels like a poem about Sayori, which is really weird. But I mean, maybe it's about just how she feels insecure too. Yeah.
I felt like I kept writing about negative things, so I want to write nice things. The beach is awesome. Kinda hard to write negative things about the beach.
Came up with the message later?
Yeah, well, it's only because of what happened yesterday. Wrote about the same thing.
I mean, I didn't get to read what Yuri wrote about, so I mean, I don't know what you guys wrote about. Yeah, I didn't read Yuri's poem.
You can really see her doing that too. It's not like I care. I just did it anyway. Might be kind of metaphorical too. There's nothing wrong with doing that once in a while. It was good practice.
You three, we're done sharing poems. Why don't we start figuring out...
Hold on. Did you say something strange?
Huh? Yeah, that's right. You deviated with your normal catchphrase. I don't have a catchphrase. Well, she said you three. I mean, she's like not even caring that like Sayori went home early, I guess. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. In your books, maybe. Herp herp herp. The only thing different is that Sayori isn't here. Yeah, I guess that. Seems you're right. Sayori always lightens the mood. It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off when she's not here.
Where did she run to? I thought she just went to pee.
Show some decency.
Come on!
She's not feeling well and went home early. Is that so? Hope she's alright.
Seriously?
So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. Or sorry, that was her voice. No. Stop misunderstanding. It's just kind of been avoiding me all day. Oh. Calm down. I talked to her and everything's fine. What'd she say? I'm going to avoid that entirely. We need to figure out the rest of the festival preparations. Let's figure out what everyone's going to be doing.
I already know what I'm doing.
That's right. You'll be making cupcakes. Can you handle that?
Challenge accepted.
And for myself, I'm going to be making poetry pamphlets. Sayori will be helping me. Yuri, you can... you're not useless. I mean, I can tell things are even harder when she's not around. I can't be leader on my own. Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting. You should make some banners. I love atmosphere. You'll be great. That just leaves you. They have pretty tabby. You could help me out. I would really appreciate it. That's... So yeah, they're all like, bless you, you wanna help?
Sound like Micah's gonna give me choice.
You mentioned that you would like a handle of baking. You may be more assisted with decorations.
Decorating's easy.
It's meticulous work.
And baking isn't.
Let's settle down. He hasn't gotten the chance to smack your hand.
You literally.
Sorry. Alright, who do I get to choose? You're okay with this, right? It's up to you. Very well. They look straight at me. Oh, Sayori is still an option, okay. I'm gonna save... I think I get to spend time with Sayori, right? Do I? I don't actually remember what happens if I pick Sayori here. You can spend time with Monica? I had no idea. Well, let's see what happens if I just pick Sayori, because I've been doing all Sayori stuff. Let me help Sayori out. I mean, we're already neighbors. Monica said
Sayori was helping her. Jeez, do you really hate us?
No, I didn't mean this for it to be difficult. Oh, she just... So if you pick Sayori, they just go, nah. That's really funny. I'm very curious what happens if I pick Monica. I'm extremely curious. Yay! You picked me.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
You're the one who needs the least help out of all of us.
Huh? I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already most suitable for one person, but you already have Sayori as well. Anthony was the one who...
That doesn't matter. You're the one who scared him into picking you in the first place. You're the club president. You're supposed to take responsible decisions.
Monica, you shouldn't let any ulterior motives interfere with this decision. Ulterior motives? What are you saying? Sounds like you guys are the ones with ulterior motives.
Excuse me?
Otherwise, this wouldn't have been made into such a big deal in the first place.
That's
completely false.
Yeah, we have a lot of work to do, you know? We won't do as good of a job if you make us work alone.
Maybe that's true. Think of the club. If we want our event to succeed, then we need to appropriately distribute our resources.
We can do the right thing, President.
Okay, I get it. Okay, it's technically the most logical to help one of you two. Oh wow, yeah, Monica's route just gets annihilated. No, we just got to the point where we get to pick who we want to help out with festival stuff. And I think I'm gonna go with Natsuki. Let's go make some freaking cupcakes. Baking sounds like it could be fun. Sounds like it'd be a lot of work.
Don't worry, baking is tons of fun. You'll definitely agree.
Huh? You're saying that...
Never mind.
You'll be fine by yourself, right? Of course. I'm used to it. That's good. It's a little hard not to feel bad.
So that's everything, right? Everything else we need to talk about?
I think that's it. Are you guys excited?
Yep. It's gonna be awesome.
Me? Guess you could say I'm interested in how it'll turn out. That's good enough for me. What about you, Yuri?
She's sulking. It's not the big of a deal or anything.
It might not just be that. I think Yuri might be feeling a little underappreciated. Having to come up with something for her to do. Nobody wants to help.
Look. Yuri, you are the most talented one here, and you're gonna help make the event more fun and welcoming, and the cupcakes are good, but you're gonna make atmosphere. Atmosphere's good. So, don't be dumb and give yourself more credit.
You didn't really mean that, did you?
Not really, but...
Natsuki was trying to sound like Sayori. Because Sayori always tries to make everyone smile. I'm sorry for being dumb. I'm gonna do my best to give this event quote-unquote atmosphere. Yeah, I hope to see everyone do their best. There's nothing more for today. It's time for us to head out.
I'm gonna stay here a bit longer. I didn't get to do any reading.
Pack up their things.
Where are you going?
We need to figure out our plans.
You literally would have gotten home and realized that you didn't even have a way to contact me, dumbass.
Oh, yeah.
Let me give you my number. Don't make it weird.
I'm gonna text you every night.
I'm coming over on Sunday. I'll bring you the flour and the eggs and the sugar and the...
Wait, you're coming to my house?
Well, yeah. What's wrong with that?
I mean, why not the other way around? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, I could have a guy over to my house. My dad would kill me.
Really? It's kind of strict.
How do you think I feel? Can't do anything when my dad's home. Anyway, I just need to complain for a second. We have each other's numbers now. That's all I need. I'll text you when I'm coming over.
Fine by me. But yeah, I understand. Dad's weird and you're like, oh,
break! Finally! I'm gonna go over to your house and have like a normal life for like a day. I'm really gonna show you why I love baking. I'll look forward to it.
Didn't you say you were just gonna give me the dirt work?
It's not like I could act like that in front of everyone. Couldn't tell them that I'm actually gonna look forward to this. I gotta be tough because that's what I do. Just because I never got to bake with someone else before, you know. Sorry for overreacting.
I'll be heading out now. See you on Sunday.
Never mind.
I can't believe this! She's coming to my house. Even though I would have preferred to do this with Sayori. My anxiety is going crazy. Who knows what might end up happening? We might even hold hands. I shake my head. Why do I feel nervous? It's not like, you know, we feel that way about each other. Oh my god, this is the thing that I'm talking about. It's like, please, why are you so ignorant? This is about the club. I have nothing to worry about. If I just go with it, then I'll have a good time. It's already Sunday. I'm getting increasingly anxious about Netsuki's upcoming visit. Keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous. It doesn't help much. Or she'll act any different when it's just the two of us. She's been texting me a whole bunch. Send each other just to double check, but then it turned into a conversation. She's almost a different personality, using tons of emojis. She also really likes complaining about things. That's funny. Putting Natsuki aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left the club. It's not like we text each other, but I've been worried about her. Between what Sayori said, what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? No. Yes, thank you. Please go visit her. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door. Again, we used to play so often, I made it a habit of simply entering each other's houses, like we were family. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so she's up in her room. Strange of her not to run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom. Sayori? Oh, hi. She's got like little patched up clothes. Hi, Anthony. I sit down in her room. She forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us.
You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you?
I guess you're right. It's been a long time. Not much has really changed, has it? Sayori's room is messy as it's always been. You call this messy? It's really not that bad. I mean, sure, she has like a piece of clothing on her chair, like a piece of clothing here, but like her floor is clear. Well, I guess her bed's kind of messy. She's there, but like her bed looks kind of messy, I guess. But like her floor is relatively clean. She's got like one piece of paper. But like look how nicely those books are stacked. Those books are that shelf is like fairly well organized. She tore her poster a little bit. But like that shelf is like that cow needs to be organized much better. The same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years. If you came over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess. It's because I clean it for you.
How come you suddenly wanted to come over? Aren't you supposed to see Natsuki?
Yeah, but how did you know that? Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting.
Monica told me.
She's keeping you in the loop, I guess.
It's only natural for her to keep me informed about festival stuff.
That's true. What about you? Aren't you gonna be helping Monica today? In your cute little shorts?
Of course.
I'm just helping her online. Oh, not even in person?
We didn't plan to meet up or anything.
It's just me and Natsuki then.
Yep.
Everything about our behavior is extremely uncharacteristic. I wanted to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday, when something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So, she smiles, shaking her head.
That's no good. Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then he wouldn't be worried about me.
Oh boy. That's a really bad way of thinking.
You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have been thinking about me. But this is my punishment. I'm getting punished for being so selfish. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me.
Ugh.
Hee hee hee.
Sayori! What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself? I know something's happened to you. There's no explanation for you to be like this. Tell me. That's all I know. I won't be able to stop thinking about it.
You really put me in a trap.
You're wrong. Nothing's happened to me. I've always been like this. Yeah, I mean, that's the only true statement she said so far, I bet. You're seeing it for the first time. Seeing what? What are you talking about?
Hee hee hee.
You're really just gonna make me say it, aren't you? I guess I have no choice.
The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? 'Cause most days, I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy, without anyone worrying about me.
I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time that I've known her? It's because you're a freaking brick. You didn't even get that, like, she had feelings for you. How would you get that she had depression? Did she really want so badly for me to just not think about her? Yeah. Why? Huh? Why is it that you've never told me about this? Almost feels like I've betrayed you as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much that I can do. I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little bit better. And that's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me. You don't understand. Why do you think I didn't tell you? As if I told you, then you would waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things. I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but also feels like a bat being swung against my head. Heh. That's why I want so badly for you to make friends with other people. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing, but then I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club feels like a spear going through my heart. That's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt. You're right, I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all. I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do. No, there's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am. Oh. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish. I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak, selfish. That's all I am. That's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Oh, because I deserve every last one. Oh. This time I pull her into a tight embrace. Anthony, Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm happy you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile. If I make friends with everyone else, that's just a bonus. Please never underestimate how much I care about you. Wouldn't have it any other way. She isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, her arms remained at her sides. She's sobbing into my ear. Don't do this to me. Please don't do this. She barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away, or if there's anything you need me to do, then you better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't. I don't know. She finally puts her arms around me. I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm in pain, but your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary too. She let me go, and as she does, I let her go as well. The festival is tomorrow. Yeah. It's gonna be fun, right? Yeah. How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want, I promise. I think that would be nice. Yeah. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But it's almost time for Netsuki to meet me at my house. At the very least, do you want to come along and help out? It'd be fun. She shakes her head. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'd be very good for me today. You understand, right? It's kind of hard for me to understand, but I'm trying my hardest. It's okay. Don't worry too much. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright. I look forward to it. I say goodbye and exit. On the way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy. It's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Natsuki is about to come over. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely going to have a great time. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. I spend only a few minutes back at home, anxiously awaiting Natsuki's arrival. She texts me to let me know she's outside the front door. I open the door to let her in. And then tone shift. Cupcakes. Sup? Okay. But yeah, seeing her normal cute clothes. Jeez, don't make me feel awkward. It's gonna be a long afternoon, so don't be weird. Coming in. Zoom. It's a nice-ass kitchen. Baking supplies. I didn't want to come all this way to find out that your kitchen isn't equipped. I brought everything you asked for. I had to buy a bunch of ingredients. Yeah, I doubt he has, like, actual cooking supplies. Glad I could count on you to do your part. But yeah, I mean, like, before we go into cute cupcake stuff, I was always shocked at, like, how realistically they depicted, like, what depression does to your brain in this game. It really messes with you and just, it hurts. It really hurts listening to Sayori's conversation. Glad I could count on you to do your part. Well, of course. Surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly said that, rather than something snarky. Is she different outside of school? Taking off her mask? Let's go to the kitchen.
You're not gonna offer to take this heavy bag?
Come on. When do I need to be a gentleman? Ugh. This is heavy.
I carried that all the way here.
I see. I'm impressed.
It's because I'm small, right? Jerk.
Hey. Do you really hate being small that much?
Huh? It's not like I hate it. I mean, I don't know. I just like proving people wrong. It's fun when I get to be small, but also better than people. Never mind. We're getting started in what? What?
Even more fun when you just speak your mind.
You are treating me like a little kid.
It's because I don't have a mature and sexy figure like yours. It doesn't mean you treat me like... Forget it. Appreciate that you were trying to be nicer. I should be more considerate. That's creepy. You should know there are tons of guys who are into body types like yours. How'd you know that anyways?
Gross. Who else?
Let's just get started. Get a little sour when a girl calls you gross. I like how he's still just like hypothetically holding this giant bag of things. Alright, gotta make all this shit. Yeah, man, we gotta do all this cooking.
Where'd you put the food coloring?
I need to fill the trays. I think it's in the bag.
What are you using it for? Color the batter. Even if flavors aren't different, everyone could still pick their favorite.
Oh my god, it's like pretty patties. Are we doing anything with the icing? You're asking me?
Come on. You're not putting any heart into this at all. Can you at least try to have fun?
I'm having fun. I don't know what she's trying to get out of me. Oh, that does look pretty cool.
See? It's not like baking is just about following instructions. It's about presentation. The ones you made on my first day. You know, the kitty cat ones?
Yeah, man, those are awesome. I'm gonna make Natsuki proud like that too. Maybe I will use some food coloring.
Make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with food coloring.
Haha, I have to use a whisk. It's all lumpy.
Are you even trying?
It'll just take a little longer.
Your luck.
Gotta beat the crap out of it.
See?
Yum, yum, yum. Hey! I don't want your gross fingers in my icing.
Don't make me beat the crap out of you.
Haha, I scoop the icing. Uh-oh, we're gonna get icing everywhere.
Gross! You got it on my face.
Aww.
Jeez. Take this.
Aw, yeah, baking fight. Oh, that's kind of a creepy... Why did you draw it like that, though? You could have made it cute. Why did you make it creepy?
Until you apologize for calling me
Gross! Why did you make it creepy looking? You could have just had like a big dollop on her face and he could have just been like wiping it off with his finger. Ah, why didn't you make it creepy? I'm literally just trying to get past this page as soon as possible. I don't like this. She's blushing. Okay, we're past that. Oh no, now the fire alarm's going off. Oh no, they're burning the cupcakes! I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet. No wonder. You left a dirty tray in there, dummy.
Don't blame me for your mistakes.
Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. Sets it on top of the stove. Fire alarm stops, thank God.
Putting them in the oven now.
Oh, I just got this. Cause like, isn't there something about her backstory that's like, her dad was really creepy? Is that why her CG was really creepy? Is that why it was like that? Because I feel like all the CGs so far have been very... like, they're meant to be like, oh, haha, they're cute, like, dating sim-esque CGs. But, like, I feel like all of them so far have had double meanings. That one feels like it had a double meaning for her. I feel like that had a double meaning for her. That screamed like it had a double meaning for her. That's the vibe that I am getting. Because again, if you wanted to depict cute haha fights with pastries, you didn't have to draw it like that. You absolutely did not need to draw it like that. And like with Sayori's CGs, she always looked sad in them. And like uncomfortable. Which is like foreshadowing stuff. I don't know. Very interesting. This game is very interesting. Anyways, she's putting cupcakes in the oven.
Ah, smells so good.
She said her dad's like really weird. So I mean like,
Look at how cute they are. Gotta put some icing on them. Scoop the icing in the bags. Put some flowers on them.
ooh, yeah, those special nozzles that you can put on them. I've never been good at decorating cupcakes, though. Ironically, like, I'm pretty good at, like, baking things. Like, following a recipe, baking things. Decorating, I suck. I'm, like, so bad at, like, decorating things. My boyfriend is actually shockingly good at decorating things, though, which is, like, not something I would have expected, but he's really good at decorating things, so... we combine our... Sorry, I'm just kind of, like, skipping through this text, because they're just kind of rambling about fucking decorating cupcakes. You can't dress and act this way and not expect me to think you're cute.
Well, same with you. Nothing.
Let's just do the icing. It's a lot to do.
I'll show you how to do it.
Oh my god. We made so many cupcakes and they're so pretty.
I wish I could have one now.
I don't see any harm that we eat a cupcake.
My dad's making dinner, so I need to save my appetite.
Sayori's the opposite. She'd like eat 10 cupcakes. And still eat dinner.
That's unhealthy. When my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Anyway. I was hoping we'd have time for manga, but I need to be home for dinner.
Already? That's a shame. I guess her dad's the type that's like, you gotta finish your plate, otherwise, you know, you're disgracing this family type.
Bring me cupcakes.
I won't let her eat any. I guess they live in the same house too, which is also an interesting thing, like, because it keeps saying, he said something about like, I won't let her eat any, so I guess they live in the same house. Anyways. Like, I guess Sayori lives upstairs and he lives downstairs. Because he talks about like cleaning up for her and stuff. I don't know, the whole situation, like living situation between the two of them. Maybe they live, oh, they're neighbors. I'm sorry, they're neighbors. He mentioned that they're neighbors. So they live right next to each other. Sayori doesn't listen to me, but the point's just...
I'm all packed up. Walk you out.
The afternoon went by in a flash. No, you were like a normal friend. And you just had a good time together. You just had a friendly, fun time together. I mean, you smeared freaking frosting each other's noses. I mean, that was... Wait, Natsuki. We won't. We can be friends forever. You can come over anytime. We're like friends. We can read manga and stuff.
You really mean that?
We're like actually friends. So you can spend more time.
Only that, I thought you only wanted to make cupcakes.
No, this is like friend stuff. We are friends. Whoa! Oh, she's clutching my shirt. Her rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes fill my vision. What is happening?
I felt it. The Doki Dokis.
Oh! Sayori? Uh-oh!
Hi, Anthony.
Sayori. Just now we weren't...
It's okay. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, you should have come a little earlier. I'm already on my way out, so, really, that's too bad. Well, I'll see you at the festival. Don't eat any cupcakes before then. Bye!
Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over.
Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. I had to come and see it for myself.
See what? What do you mean? I'm being oblivious.
You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki, and how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me.
And as she cries, That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way? I'm supposed to be happy. Why is my heart splitting in half? It hurts. Everything hurts so much. It'd be so much better if I could just disappear. Don't say that. It's true. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Uh-oh. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori? What I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. Something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes a lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But... Put a hand on her shoulder. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. Sayori, it's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Anthony, I like you so much that I want to die. That's how I feel, and that's enough. I don't want you to hurt anymore. Oh, I do squeeze her hand. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? She nods. Even if you don't understand all your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now. That's what I'm gonna give you. Big ol' hug. I love you. I love you. Huh? Those are my true feelings. There's no way you could like me more than I like you. Finally! Gets through his big, thick brain. I should have realized it sooner. Spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you helped me realize that you are truly the most important person to me. That's why I'll accept any of your burdens. As long as we could continue like this every day, with you by my side, then I know we'll both be happy. Anthony. Aww. Suddenly, she's actually hugging me, instead of the other time when we hugged her first. She wraps her arms around me. Anthony, is this really okay? Yeah. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer. You'll never have to let go of me again. I love you. I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel her creep around me, weaken a little bit. What is this? I'm supposed to be happy, but I always thought this would be the happiest moment. But why? Why won't the rain clouds go away? They're not going away. It's okay. It might take some time for things to get better. But no matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. That's all that matters. Okay, I'll trust you. So, guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh? What are you saying? I don't want to think about those things, you know? I want everything to be the same as it always has been. Even if we really are a couple. I don't know if I could handle anything more right now. Hey, that's a good, sane statement. It's really new and scary. I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best. Hey. Even if I get really, really sad, this is the best thing for me, right? I don't really understand what she means. You're saying this is making you feel sad? I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. I felt like a bunch of thorns when you told me you love me, but that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me. Yeah, I do. That's my promise. I say that, but in reality, I've never felt more uncertain. I know that I love her and she loves me, but I'm having so much trouble understanding her feelings. Even though I can comfort her, I wonder if I should be doing something more, or something different. The answer is yes. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting to change? I don't know. but I know that I'll give it everything I've got. Sayori is the most important person to me. I'll do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. It's the day of the festival. Of all the days, I expected this to be the one where I'll be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. I managed to carry all the cupcakes myself by carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki is texting up a storm. Funnily enough, I feel the same way as Natsuki. More excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Natsuki. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great. Anthony! You're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here. Booklets. There's no music. It's very weird. There's another thing I need to do real fast. Where is it? Game? Saves? No? Oh, also, oh my, okay, that's new. How do I show this? Guess I can just do this. And a new source. Oh god, I have to go into the thing. So there's a file called Happy Thoughts that is now in the Doki Doki Literature Club folder that looks like this. That's good. That's good. I'm just gonna keep that. I'm just gonna put that right there. It's good. It's good. It's good. Good. Very good. I don't know when that appeared. I'm assuming at some point during my conversation with, somewhere after, Sayori admitted that she was depressed, I'm assuming is when that appeared. In my folder. Actually, there we go. There we go. Perfect. Happy thoughts. Because what I'm trying to do is find my save file. Why am I trying to find my save file? Oh, no reason. What is app? Contents? Oh, that's for Macintosh. Saves? Well, it says that I have no saves, so never mind. I guess, well, never mind. That's fine. I clearly have saves. Oh well. Anyways, in the end I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and I submitted it. That's the one I'll be performing. You didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept, that dummy. Why do you... This is what I mean by when he says, maybe I should do more. And like, she's been depressed and doing weird things. And you're just like, oh, she just overslept. You think on this important day. It's like, But then I remember what Sayori told me. It's like, yeah, oversleeping. Maybe I should have gone and waken her up. You should take a little responsibility. Especially after your exchange. How do you know about that? You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president. But did Sayori tell her about it? I really plan on bringing that up. Jeez. You don't know the full story. Don't worry. I know a lot more than you think. Just being friendly as usual. For some reason I felt a chill down my spine. Do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Oh yeah, they're great. I thought so too. And Monica vanishes into the void. What's this? Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. Oh, good. Percentage. Get out of my head, 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 get out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. That's fucked up. Oh boy. And it begins. Get a pit in my stomach. Anthony, what's wrong? I'm gonna go get Sayori. Alright, try not to take too long. Don't strain yourself. I mean, you already made a hanging joke, Monica. I'm already... Ugh. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her. Wake up. Even the simplest gesture of walking to school makes her really happy. Why didn't I just do that? All she needs and what I want to give her. I reach her house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer. She's not picking up her phone. I open the door and let myself in. Sayori? I swallow. I ended up doing this after all. I woke up. Something that a boyfriend would do, right? This feels right. I knock on her door. Sayori, wake up. I really don't want to have to enter her room. But she really leaves me no choice. What? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Everything was normal. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told her I would be there for her. I told her I'd know what's best. Then why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her? Should I have not confessed? It's not what she needed at all. She told me how painful it was. Why did I do that? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. These thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done. If I'd just spent more time, walked her to school, made friends with her, I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. Someone's gone. Nothing I can do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. If only I had one chance. And I wasn't careful enough, and now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. I couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never, 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 never. let's check our lovely folder of friends and great things. So, this is where the true fun begins. So, this is where the fun begins. If I try and load any of my older saves, I can't, because Sayori is gone. It just instantly pops you into new game. Ugh. So let's quickly return. Oh, main menu. So yeah, all my saves from before, they're gone. That's why I kept trying to find them, just to save myself some time for any possible replays. New game is also kind of, Help? Okay. I wonder if there's anything weird in here. No, there's nothing weird in help. Help! Ooh, I wonder if anything weird happens when I reboot the game. But, text. Alright, so this is where I will be ending it here today. Yes, that is not actually the ending, despite the fact that it says end. I'll be streaming more tomorrow. Hopefully knock out the rest of Doki Literature Club. That is what they call Act 1. There are 4 acts in total. The rest of the acts are actually a little bit faster than the first act. Things kind of go fast from here, if you couldn't tell from this interesting title screen. But anyways, as the chat mentioned earlier, today is, in fact, World Mental Health Day, and this game talks a lot about mental health. So, I mean, just to be real for, like, a moment, you know, it talks about suicide, it talks about depression, it talks about abuse, it talks a lot about a lot of these things. So, I mean, let's try and fight stigma. Let's try and reduce stigma. If you ever have any of these kinds of thoughts or feelings, reach out to loved ones. Reach out to things like the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. I'm gonna put that phone number right up on the screen right now. Sorry, slight delay. I apologize. I'm bad at technology. I'm very... that phone number right now. I know times right now suck 1,000 dicks, and they are awful. But do not ever think of yourself as a burden. Do not ever think of reaching out to your friends and family as being a burden or a weight. You are precious and you are loved. As somebody who personally deals with depression and mental illness, I have recovered. And recovery is a journey, and it is not an easy one. So, like, listening to the things that Sayori said was very hard, and I used to think in similar ways, and it's tough. It's tough to hear those words appear on the screen. But, you know what? Recovery is a journey. You will fall, and you will pick yourself back up. And it's not the same for everyone. And that's why I say, you know, there are resources out there. And on this mental health day, that's what I'm just taking a moment to say it's okay to not be okay. And to recognize when you're not okay. And to try and do something about it. I'm okay if you're not okay. That's the end of my spiel. More Dokis will be coming. More Doki Dokis. But that is the end of Doki Dokis for today. I hope you have a good rest of your spook.